January 21st. We are here on this beautiful, beautiful evening. We've got jersey numbers being changed. We got workouts happening. We got a spring game date announced. We got NFL, AFC, NFC championships coming up. We got some nuggets on Mackenzie Milton. They had interviews this week. Tons of stuff to talk about. We got basketball, too. A big game coming up on Saturday that I'll be at. And also a big game to talk about, recapping the Louisville game also when they went on the road to beat the Cardinals. So this is a jam-packed podcast. I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. But yeah, let me introduce my two co-hosts. Dustin Lewis, our lead writer and editor, up there next to me. Down below is Nate Greer, lead recruiting insider. Austin Veazey, lead basketball writer. And at the very bottom, what up, baby? Los, 2013 national champion. Getting ready for the CFL.
That'd be 4 co-hosts, not 2.
Yeah, I was confused.
I said 2 co-hosts?
You definitely said 2.
Yeah, he does that every week.
I'm too excited for tonight.
Every week, really?
Do I really? I'm too excited for tonight.
Respect. No respect.
Nate, we only get you, for like 45 minutes? You're a busy man. You got a podcast coming up.
Let's do this.
I'm ready. Let's jump
He's got a whole family.
He's got a whole thing going on. I will say, before we start, you can listen on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so then you'll be notified every time we go live. Like I said, we've said the last couple of weeks we have been looking kind of for a sponsor, which we still are always out there looking for new people to join. But I will say we do have some very big news coming, hopefully at the beginning of next week. Had a phone call or two today and have some very exciting news. The guys on here know about it, and we're really, really amped and now energized to really get after it. So be on the lookout for that starting next week. Ready to announce that. Here we go. Off-season conditioning, spring football. Let's see. We got a lot of quick hitters here. Tour of Duty started last Friday. I know some workouts, from what I was told, began on Monday, but official from the university that they started on Friday. And, it's the same old, getting your ass worn out, getting back in shape. It's not going to be easy, I don't think, for a lot of guys. Los, when you came back from some time off, how did it feel going through workouts under Coach Vic?
I mean, it sucked at first, but I mean, it felt good. It was a good pain. Like I'm going through it now, getting back into it, getting to get back on the field, getting to touch grass again. It's different. I mean, you do train when you're away, but it's not the same as you're going to be football training when you're with the guys. Like, it's a different kind of going in. It's football specific. It's long conditioning. It's not anything you're going to do like 30, 45 minutes on a machine or just going outside playing catchers or doing running a couple routes. So it's going to be different. These guys are going to be hitting it hard. It's going to be super intense. It's going to be building towards what you're going to be putting together in spring to head into the summer and then into season. So you're going to be evaluated on everything you do, different than training by yourself. So, I mean, it's going to be, it was tough. I mean, you had to put your best effort forward, and what you put out there in workouts, ultimately what you got put in a position to play in spring.
No. Have you heard anything on workouts going on right now, Nate? Or, Milton's now there, and you're seeing a lot of him. We talked about it in the last podcast about him leaning on workouts and working out with guys after, the scheduled workouts are, and they're actually going through routes and whatnot. But anything on your end that you're hearing?
I shared a couple things on the Discord. It's early. I'd really wait to see next week to see what's really transpiring, but. I think the running back room was really surprised to see, how DJ Williams looks. They were pretty surprised how put together he is. And one of the other running backs said that, he's going to be a dude. So, that's going to be good to see losing Webb, a guy who can step right in. But, good to hear that Corey Wren's healthy. We talked a little bit about him, and Carlos asked me a question last week about who I want to see step up in the spring, and he's ready to go. And honestly, I'm going to wait to see for spring in order to see how things look before I sit here and get all excited. And I really hope that these guys are putting forth the effort and buying into what Coach Storms is doing. And, a couple of days in is what it sounds like so far, is that these transfers that come on and kind of put a fuse for some guys, Carlos mentioned about his brother saying before that he had Telvin behind him, so he couldn't take any breaks. So when you bring in guys who have experience and guys who played a lot of starting minutes, it's going to challenge these guys to either going to step up or get past. So I'm just really excited for the competition. I want to see how they can prepare for spring. So, as I hear it, I'll share it in the Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, make sure you jump on there. But so far so good from what I understand.
Yeah, and obviously that's really good news for Florida State's running back room, bringing in DJ Williams from Auburn to go along with Jashawn Corbin and Lawrence Toafili, who really both proved themselves as capable backs last year, and we're looking forward to seeing them continue to develop. And then also Corey Wren being healthy is huge as well, because all we talked about last season after he signed was his speed, and we got to see a little bit of that on special teams during his true freshman season, and hopefully he just gets more involved in the offense.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Corey Wren, and Nate has been talking about him quite a bit the last couple of weeks, but he adds a different kind of X factor behind your quarterback. We haven't actually got to see anybody. We didn't get to see him play last year at all, and practically. And the thing that he can do best is give you some speed options, and you got two that whole depth that they have right now in the backfield is pretty impressive. One of them being, obviously Corey Wren, but there's so many things you could do. You can even have Jordan Travis out there. You still keep Mackenzie Milton, who just recently said that he's kept his speed. He's back to his speed that he had before he was injured, which is great to hear. But it has a chance to be an explosive backfield.
Yeah, and one thing I think we haven't talked about yet is, not to get off, too far off topic, but the recognition that Toafili's gotten now that the season is over. He was one of, the best freshman running backs in the country. Statistically, on the field, everything. So, that's a great building block moving forward.
Yeah, Toafili. I know everybody keeps on kind of forgetting Toafili, but woo. That boy has some baby 9.
He's a weapon. He's a weapon. He's multiple.
Yeah,
I use this word often. He's multiple.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hey, when you wear that number 9, you do something.
You have to be multiple.
You do. We can go back to a few of these transfer interviews. I was at work and I was able to listen to Mackenzie Milton's, and he's kind of the same way with the way he just talks to people. I feel like he's from Hawaii. He's very laid back. He doesn't kind of jump into anything too crazy. He'll answer your question, but it's not going to be, he's not going to give you some crazy juice. He's a laid back guy. And I think from what I got from these interviews is that he's just really tired of talking about the injury. He's tired about the recovery talk and all that kind of stuff. He wants to talk about being out on the field. He wants to talk about the work that he's putting in now with his current teammates at Florida State. He's heard enough about what happened. It was a terrible injury, but he's moved on. That's what I've just been able to tell. I don't know if you guys have heard a few interviews on him, but he's moved on.
Yeah, I like what I heard from all of them. A lot of maturity, a lot of character guys that also are pretty good football players. So, all of them say the right things. All of them, have said that they're coming to Florida State for the right reason. So we'll see if that carries over to the field.
See, I'm happy you said that, Nate, because I totally agree. They came to Florida State for the right reason. They wanted to come to a program where they felt like was heading in the right direction, and it didn't reflect our record. It reflected the building blocks that were being in place outside of the stadium. The recruiting classes, putting the coaching pieces together, making sure coaches were coming back, that they wanted to be here for certain players. So they obviously were being recruited, and they obviously liked what they were being shown when they were coming here and being shown around and being approached. So it's a reason why they wanted to come here, and it was nice the way they spoke about why they chose to come.
Yeah, there's a lot to be excited for. I'm trying to think about a few things that Mackenzie was mentioning. He said that he's very close to 100%. There's another interview that I listened to where he said that the doctor has basically told him to keep that brace on. And he's really, I think, from the things that has been saying, he's really hoping to be out of that by spring. I'm interested to see if that's the case. It all depends on the doctor. I believe he was going up to Minnesota, I believe, to get reevaluated. Yeah, reevaluated. I can't even speak right. I don't even know my own mouth. But
he said he thinks his doctor's going to tell him just go play ball. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which would be phenomenal. But the comparison is Alex Smith, and he wears that brace, I think, off the field too. Does he not?
I think so, but it seemed like his injury was
a lot more
like McKenzie's was pretty bad, but it seems like Alex Smith's was even beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
he said he's running at the same speed right now. He said his arm is better than ever. And we've been hearing different things from different people, different sources that, he's expecting to be the starter, but he's also moving just like how he was 2 years
apparently
ago.
He was killing UCF on the practice squad. So on the scout team, he's killing that UCF defense apparently. So
yeah.
I'm really eager to see how that unfolds because Florida State has a lot of warts. We're not going to sit here and say that they don't, but a good quarterback makes a major difference. And I'm very interested to see how things unfold. Going in and out of the spring as you go into fall.
Loston, the logo hits differently at Florida State. He also mentioned a big quote from his interview was that he was having to decide which school to go to, and he just says, that logo just hits differently at Florida State, and that's always great to hear. He's lived in Florida during his time at UCF, but that's right, the logo does hit differently, and it still will in recruiting.
It does. I mean, if you look at Miami's, the U, it doesn't correlate to what their mascot is like, and the bird don't correlate to what the mascot is. When you look at Florida's, like it does, but who wants to be doing this extra exercise in the state? Like, we stand for something. We stand for something that was pivotal in the state of Florida. A Native American tribe, something that was honored, and like we show respect to it. I mean, we've had our differences going through the logo change, but overall, it had to become to an agreement for it to be a change. And honestly, I mean, people had to be for it. And when you see it, the history behind it. It's respect behind it. I mean, you don't have that for a lot of logos in the country. Like, it's recognizable across the world. Everybody knows what this is.
And it's on your chest right now.
Boom.
And it's on Carlos Williams right now.
And I like a guy like, Keir Thomas, he was asked, what position do you think you're best at? He's like, I don't care. I just want to play ball. That's the mentality that we talked about all year. This team needs ball players, and guys are going to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Not a lot of selfishness.
But he just wants to go out there and play. He doesn't care where. He knows he's going to start out at Fox and might slide inside, and he just wants to go out there and play.
The play doesn't care who makes it. The play does not care who makes
familiar.
It. He doesn't care who plays. He just wants to play football. And it's been a long time since you had guys come to Florida State and just care about playing the game, not care about what they fall in the draft or their draft grade or how they're 40 or how many times they can bench press 225. They care about how many snaps can I get on Saturday, and how many snaps am I going to have in November and December, and am I playing in a New Year's Six? Am I competing for a national championship? Do we have a conference championship under my belt? Like, I want to win football games. I want to play footballs for as long as I can, and they're invested in playing the game. We haven't had that in a very long time, and it's good to hear that. I don't care where I play on the D-line. I just want to play ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carlos, let me ask you a question. So we talked about, was it you? I think you who said it. I forget who said it, but Jamie Robinson pretty much said he's going to play nickel.
Mm-hmm.
Great fit. We talked a little bit about that last week on who we thought, who were going to be the defensive backs. I think that kind of, if he's going to be the nickel, I think that's going to
We talked about Travis being
Be
the
a
X
great
factor,
fit.
being
Yep.
the X factor, Jay being the X factor, being back in the deep third, in the deep half. And with him coming in there after listening to his interview, I haven't really heard him speak. I got to follow him on social media, but hearing him speak, like he was shocked about the workout. Whoa, it came and surprised me, but we got it done. We grinded through it. He talked about it. He has an attitude where he's wanting to compete. He's looking to go make teammates better around him and make himself better. He's looking to get the best of out of everybody. And so, I stand corrected with that attitude. I like that he wants to play in the nickel. He wants to be close to the ball. He's hungry for it. But watch his tape. He's been an aggressive tackler. He that fits his mold. That's what he is. And I'm happy he's choosing to bring that element down to someone we've had not very strong players at recently.
Los, and I want to mention too, not to interrupt, but he also mentioned that he wants to be the most physical nickel that's ever came through, I believe, Tallahassee. And that right there, that creates a discussion right there. There's another guy. There's another animal that went through during your time. The name of
Lamarcus. Those are some words to live up
Joyner. To. Lamarcus Joyner. We posted a video on our Instagram today, a video of him just annihilating that kid from Duke. Poor guy.
I mean, he has a lot of big shoes to fill. Think about this: Lamarcus played in the nickel. Tyler Hunter played in the nickel. Mike Harris played in the nickel. I mean, Greg Reed for a year, his freshman year, played in the nickel before he moved out to the island. I mean, so you had a lot of guys that came through Florida State. I mean, we won't say the best of the best, but played a very, very good man and zone nickel for us, going through Mickey and then going through Coach Stoops. I mean, you had a lot of great football players go through there, but him coming here after Lamarcus, not having such great nickels, and Lamarcus being one of the best we've had in a while, I mean, that says something. That's big shoes to fill. He wasn't a big person.
Even if he plays like a Travis Hunter, Travis Hunter was really good before his neck injury. People forget that.
Tyler?
Tyler, sorry. By the way, Travis Hunter is the #1 player in 2022 class.
It's always on your mind, Nate. Yeah, it's understandable. You're the recruiting guy. It's understandable.
But Tyler Hunter was, before he got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the return game, he was dynamic in the return game. So even if he's a Hunter, that's a W for Florida State.
Yes.
If he's a Joyner, woo.
Honestly, kid you not, I'm gonna blow you guys' mind. If he plays like Nate Andrews,
yeah,
fine at Florida State. I will take that at Florida State. Think about this: Tyler Hunter led the team in interceptions his sophomore season. Nate Andrews, sophomore season, led the team in interceptions playing in the nickel.
We've heard some little rumors. There's been some Twitter rumors that Nate Andrews might be coming home and join Florida State staff in some manner.
So, man. Come on, Nasty.
Nasty.
What do you mean you hope so? Call him. Get us some info.
Los, we need to use your connects. Call that man right now and ask him. Text him right now and ask him, or DM him on Instagram. So we can
I know he's in your contacts.
Jeremiah Wilson was a GA while I was at Florida State. He was close to Pruitt. I actually DM him on Twitter, and I tweeted him, so what's going on with the eyeballs? Like, what's going on? He was like, what you mean? So who knows? I mean, you hear a lot of wild stuff going down there in Tennessee right now.
Man, McDonald's bags.
I got a lot of Coach Pruitt. He was a good defensive coordinator. He was tough, but he ran a good system. He won a national championship while he was here. I mean, we wasn't getting McDonald's bags full of money because we was already out here eating. Like we was getting it. I mean, we didn't need to be bribed. We wanted to go win. I mean, we were already here. We didn't need extras guys come in. We wanted to go win already. But it was
right thing to say.
It's honestly sad to see. Like, sad to see. I mean, he went to Tennessee. I'm proud to see somebody I played for go get a head coaching job like Coach Stoops. That was really, really cool. When he went to Kentucky, it was cool to see Coach Pruitt go do it. But it's sad to see a program like that, and they're gonna get hit hard, and they're gonna get hit hard for a long time. And it's sad. Like I said before, it's sad to see. It happened before when Kiffin was at where Kiffin at? When they at Tennessee when it happened before. When he left and went to USC, and USC got hit with sanctions right before after he left Tennessee. So it's sad to see, man. But I wish him the best of luck, and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going back to Bama.
I wonder under what role.
He's gonna have to.
They
It
lose
ain't gonna be much of a market for him right now. His his star is Ben.
Well, you can just take that analyst position at Bama and then, take the rest of that buyout money from Tennessee. I know they're going to try and go to court.
They fired him at calls, man.
Bro.
Well, we'll see. He's going to fight it. He's going to fight it pretty hard.
Set Tennessee on fire. They're going to set them on fire.
I will say this: they had a damn good AD hired today, Danny White. I wanted FSU to hire.
Too late. Not even too late. Just Florida State's not really focused on that right now. Seems like. Sucks to suck kind of situation.
Yep.
Here we go. Just the highlight of the week right here. This is all that matters at Florida State. Uniforms and jersey numbers. That's all that matters during the off season. That's all that matters, Los. All that matters. Let me go through a couple of these, and y'all give me your thoughts. What about DJ Williams? He goes from 3 at Auburn to number 1. He's wearing number 1. He's taking James Blackman's number.
Hey, man, rock it out. Hey, I know what, though? I had a single digit at a running back. And you know what's funny, though? Running backs with single digits at Florida State are known for being very productive. One of the greatest, two of the greatest, put it there, with Dalvin Cook and Cam Akers being the most two recent. Greg Jones wore number 6. Leon Washington wore 3. Devontae, myself. I can go all day. I mean, we had a lot of great backs were single digits, and I hope let's keep the trend going. I hope the kid a lot of luck. I mean,
Wilder was the goober wearing 32.
I mean,
he looked good at 32 though.
He called him tradition, and that was cool. I mean, I hope
that was his dad's number though.
My sons wear 9. Hope my kids want to wear 29 and 9. That would be beautiful.
I wore number 8, Los, in high school.
In what sport did you play?
Tennis.
I didn't think riding the pine was a sport.
Ping pong. Keir Thomas. Keir Thomas is wearing number 4 defensive end. Mackenzie Milton's going to bring his number from UCF 10 over to FSU. Jamie Robinson's wearing number 10. Going to be moving from, what do you have, 7 at South Carolina, I believe, and is going to be wearing number 10. Malik Mclean, I like this number for him. True freshman wide receiver. A lot of high talks about him so far heading into spring workouts. He's going to wear number 11. Also wearing number 11, taking Janaris Robinson's number. Fellow defensive end, though, Jermaine Johnson, the Georgia transfer.
But he's good, though. Oh. To be honest with you, I'm not disappointed to watch somebody wear number 11 that's not good after your brother wore it. Let's be honest, though. My brother was the most underrated number wearing 11 guy to ever wear number 11 at Florida State.
Ain't wrong.
My brother's been a vet in the NFL for 8 years and don't get the respect he deserves. And that guy wears number 11 and played like that. And he got invited to the Senior Bowl playing like that. Hey, Reese's, where's my Senior Bowl invite? I'll take a late one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, your brother lost to the Cleveland Browns, though.
All right, see, here's the deal.
My brother's an 8-year vet. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
He's got that pension locked in.
Janoris Robinson should not be at the Senior Bowl. Point blank, period. Shouldn't even go to the Shrine Bowl.
The East-West Shrine Bowl?
Shouldn't even be invited to that.
The North, South, East, West, All-American.
Not even the Tropic Bowl.
Garbage Bowl.
Not even the Tropic Bowl that was played at Celebration High School off of I-4. He shouldn't even play in that bowl.
Damn. Jesus.
He should be in the toilet bowl. That's how he played all season. I ain't getting invited to the what? Am I not good as him? Y'all shouldn't even.
Nate is gonna. I mean, Los has been after the Senior Bowl. I think we need to have like the guy who takes care of all of the figuring out who the player's gonna come. We'll have him come on the podcast. Yeah, and have them come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to have him come on and talk to Los.
Wild.
Do we care about an offensive line number?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
True freshman offensive lineman Bryson Estes, number 77. We're in 77. Any takers there? I mean, I asked. It seemed like everybody really wanted to know.
I mean,
that's Nate's boy.
Do we have any retired offensive linemen, any Pro Bowler, Hall of Famers that were 77? I mean, sometimes you step in the shoes you don't know you're stepping into.
Yeah, you got to do your homework. You had to do your homework. I mean, you took P-Dubs.
I did do my homework. Since he caught that tip pass in Virginia versus Virginia Tech in the Sugar Bowl, I've been wanting to wear number 9. I got blessed with wearing number 9. My first touchdown ever, I got a kick return against Miami, and I ran right into him, into the end zone.
Yep.
He dapped me up as I scored that touchdown. Like, that's
picture perfect. Picture perfect.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know what kind of shoes you step into, but
I mean, I played against Pete up in high school with him wearing number 9, man.
You played?
Yeah.
Damn.
Carlos, man.
Damn, Los.
Life laugh, bro.
Los.
You tickled me. You tickled my
man.
wife, bro. When you said that. I played against you. Oh, man.
Hey, now it ain't me. It ain't me.
Yeah,
That's
man.
classic, bro.
He's rocking that number 9 back then, man.
What number were you?
Which year?
What number? Your senior year?
I didn't play. I tore my ACL.
Oh, dang. I'm sorry
Dustin's
about that.
laughing like that. Dustin's laughing like that. I tore my ACL my senior year too. Me and Nate had the same.
But you
kind
rode the bench, Dustin. Not Dustin. I mean, Logan. That's different.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Dustin's like,
I played a little bit. I got a couple snaps in.
Dustin played JV as a senior.
Hey, but I was dominant. Though.
You would hope so. You're 100 pounds bigger.
You sure just 100?
19-year-old senior.
Austin, you played
against freshmen.
I was 21.
I had a lot of injuries in middle school and high school, so the doctors told me just don't play.
Don't get near Austin too much. He'll get you injured.
I mean, that makes sense though. I mean,
Yeah, it's why I got into coaching and being on the managing side instead of playing.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea though. I mean, you still get a passion for it, the sport that you love. You just took a different route in it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Austin. We'll keep you awake. Basketball's coming up soon.
Usually you take those kind of paths to not get injured, but it seems like you've gotten injured along the way.
Yeah, somehow he's gotten injured while being a manager on the sidelines. Somehow that's
it happens. Sometimes you still got to get buckets even in dress shoes and a polo. I say, it happens.
Oh yeah, we've seen your videos enough. We saw them hitting your 3.
Let's make it plural.
Threes, I should say threes. What else is on here? We picked a good day to record an episode. Spring game date is announced. Everybody, wave your hands, enjoy, and get excited after a 3-6 season. Everybody get excited. I'm just kidding. I'm being rude. But
We're doing something for that, right?
Yeah,
we gotta get together for that.
The spring game's the week after my birthday. We got to do something.
Maybe our new announcement. Maybe they can hook us up with a little situation. But the spring game announced April 10th, and that's about it. No time yet. We'll probably get that whenever it gets closer. But we'll get our first chance at seeing, be in the stadium. Hopefully, we'll see what that is like since the football season. I mean, the pandemic. God knows what's going to be happening by then in April. But
hopefully we can watch it and do something there.
Yeah, hopefully we can all get together. Norvell, this will be his first spring game. God willing, things will go on as planned right now with tour of duty and then also spring practices beginning. But hopefully we'll all be able to get together for that.
Wait. Man, Bill O'Brien hired at Alabama.
You're late. That was 2 hours ago.
That happened like a couple of days ago.
To do what?
But
OC,
offensive coordinator, quarterback coach.
I mean, he was the head coach at Penn State.
And they hired your boy Carlos. They hired Doug Marrone.
You're gonna have him recruiting kids.
It's gonna be interesting.
You're gonna have him recruiting kids. He literally, if he would have stayed in Houston, he would have destroyed Deshaun Watson.
Again, he was the head coach at Penn State. What, 6 years ago? It wasn't that long ago.
I think he could pack money. You know how Tennessee's putting money into McDonald's bags? I think he could secretly put it in his chin and his little dent that he has there.
Saban would have his head. Saban's not illegal recruiting. I'm just telling you that right now.
Huh?
Saban's getting the cream of the crop because he's getting the cream of the crop. He just has his way of doing it.
How many Dodge Chargers they all got?
Yeah, how many Dodge Chargers out there?
Of both.
How did Timmy? Can we talk about how Timmy got all these rides?
Go against Saban, you want to.
Hey, don't say nothing.
I wonder how many kids Saban turns down.
How good has Auburn been since that kick 6?
Garbage.
Good.
Garbage.
Yeah, exactly. You don't cross Saban, man.
Whoa, now.
Just let him do his thing.
Well, now y'all face them in the national championship that year.
I mean,
Good to face
th-
you, right?
There's a reason why he purposefully just destroys all of his old assistants. Doesn't know who Pop is, you know.
Come on, man.
He seemed a little bit older this year, though. I can tell it's starting to hit him, though. He's like tearing up.
COVID, man.
Tearing up like that.
COVID
It's
happened.
getting old. It's getting old. I'm just saying. He just didn't.
I mean, also the realization that you're now, without a doubt, the best coach in the history of college football.
Yeah, like
Like,
what
you're
else do you
probably
need to do? Yeah, I'd be bored after a while. But yeah, spring
What
game.
else can you tell kids?
Are we all gonna link up? What's going on? What's the plan? Are
I'll
we
be
hitting
there.
College Town afterwards? Like get a couple drinks.
Like, are you guys going to be vaccinated or?
Yeah.
I think we need to play a little
You wearing a
game.
mask?
I'll be wearing a mask
Yeah, I think that that's when we need to record
if I have
Logan versus Carlos.
Oh, Carlos will be in shape by then. Logan doesn't want that.
Dude, Logan, I was talking to Logan about this.
Time out. Who keeps bringing up this fact that I have not been in shape? Like, okay,
Logan?
like, yeah, y'all believe
That was
y'all
Austin.
believe him. Y'all believe the words that come out of his mouth when it comes to me.
I've seen
Now,
Los in person.
I'm saying game shape.
here now.
I'm
I've been
saying
in
game
shape
shape.
for a year.
It ain't game shape yet. That's why I'm wanting to do this race as soon as possible. Take this.
But I was on the phone with Logan today, and we literally got to this topic about y'all racing each other. And I said, let's do it in the intramural field across from Madison Social. He said, no, we've got to do it at Charles High School on the track there. And like, this man needs home court to run a sprint.
He's ridiculous. That's what he is.
I want it
He's
on the
ridiculous.
track. I want it on the track.
He's
100 meters. 100 meters.
You're ridiculous.
You can't take me 100 meters.
I'm a
take
four-time
me.
state qualifier in the 100. What do you not
Qualifier.
understand?
Qualifiers get cookies.
Every year I went to
Did you
state.
get your cookie?
From my freshman to my senior year, I went to state. The only person in my high school to go to state.
How long has it been
Innocent
since then?
ever.
Wait, anybody got my
Ever.
remote? For
Are you not
Look,
listening?
wait, I'm switching to
You ever
I'm
go to
history
state, Logan?
history
Are you
channel.
not listening?
Am I going to history channel? Where's it at?
Bro.
Channel 16.
Man.
Bro,
Where's it at? Is it?
Logan.
Where's
Logan.
it at?
Send me the Addy. We'll line up right now tonight. Tonight.
Yeah,
Tonight.
I gotta cook dinner. I'm hungry.
Wow, excuses. Hear the people.
You
Y'all
mean
go
cook dinner?
down
You see his document?
right now to hear Logan excuses right now. Go download it right
April 9th or 10th. We'll run it up.
now. Okay. I'm gonna smoke you like wings on the grill, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna film
that's
it.
what
and
you've
put
been
it on all
eating.
the social media.
can't
We might
wait.
put on the
You
live
better,
stream.
you better stretch, Logan. I don't want
I'd
to
even give Logan a 10-meter head start.
10-meter head start. Yeah, y'all been talking about that. I don't need a head start. That's the thing. I might give him like 5 yards head start. We'll see.
I got Los crossing the line, and you're probably gonna be like 20.
Not even close. Not even close. Watch the film.
Man,
Go back at my times. Look at my times.
Logan's gonna like pull a hammy
what
or something.
times?
County champion. Hurdles. 110s.
When? What
110s.
county?
What year was it? I don't know what year it was.
What county was this?
Leon County. You got. All right. First of all, you got Lincoln. You got Godby. You got Rickards.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
missing a
I've
little.
lived in Tallahassee for a little while. I've kind of learned the demographic of this city. I don't
Fast
think you're a
guys.
county champion sprinting in this city, Logan. I'm just gonna put that in the
You'll
air. I'm
learn.
not gonna say
You'll
why you're not
learn.
county champion in sprinting.
You'll
but I'm just
learn.
gonna say this
You'll
right
learn.
now.
You'll
You,
learn.
my friend, have never won a
Hey.
county championship in
You'll-
sprinting in this county.
Dude,
You'll
he was
learn.
on like a relay team.
Yeah, like,
not,
he had
not
a
even
couple
close.
teams. Like,
110s
you just
ain't
wasn't
relays.
like
110
that.
hurdles ain't relays. Sit down. All right.
You a
Nate, you need to
hurdler?
bring up your segment. We're getting
It
off
was
topic.
objects in the way.
Yeah, there is. There
Here we
is.
go.
Floor is yours,
Los, your segment of the week. It's all yours.
Here we go. We have it. Let me ask you a question, Nate. People, I have a question for Nate. I asked on Twitter. I got a couple ripples in it, but here we go, Nate. Where do you see Florida State being ranked opening week of the 2021 college football season? Like, do you see them being ranked in top 25 or in a particular spot? Why do you see them ranked there? If not, why do you not see them ranked?
I don't see them ranked in the preseason because of the last 3 years. They've played loser football. I think that, if things fall into place and things develop as they could, I think that they could be, you go week 1 versus Notre Dame. It's going to be a tough game. You pull that off. I think it's a team that would shoot up quickly. But let's all be realistic. Do they deserve to be ranked in the preseason? I don't think so.
No.
And Florida State's now in that kind of show me first with a lot of fans, and I think with pollsters. So I do not think they'll be ranked in the preseason.
Do you
And
think they'll be ranked by the end of season? And if so,
I do.
where do you
I-
think Florida State
Nate,
falls?
Nate's being bold here.
I think they'll be a top 20 team. I
What-
don't know exactly where, but I think they'll be. I think we saw a lot of improvement in the run game. I think that's going to be a lot better. I think with a better quarterback, I think that the passing game is going to be better. The defense can't get much worse. So, I think that while the schedule may be harder, it looks hard right now. You just never really know how things are going to unfold with injuries and is COVID going to be an issue still in the fall? So, I think that this is a 7-8 win team, and that gets you ranked at the end of the season if you're FSU.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. For those listeners who you want to have your questions answered by Nate, you can always hit me up on Twitter, Carlos_Williams. You can DM me your questions, and I will review them. I'll hit you back and let you know that your question will be viewed and will be live streamed on our Thursday recordings. Thank you, Nate, for answering my question. Let me ask you a question.
Let me flip it back because I want to answer that question that we asked 2 weeks ago about what player from the 2013 team would you add to this year's team?
Yes.
To me, this is easy. To me, it's
let
Telvin.
me. What is that again?
Who?
Telvin.
Calvin?
Just because of how bad linebackers have been since he left. You bring him in, you get a leader, you get someone that can set the tone every single down, can play every down. And I think he's the biggest upgrade from where the team's at now to you insert him in, and he makes that much of an immediate difference in that position group.
Valid.
Okay.
Telvin Smith, yeah. Leadership.
What you got, Dustin?
I would honestly probably say Telvin as well. If LaMarcus Joyner wasn't a true freshman on the 2013 team, if he was like a junior, I would argue for.
Did you just say Marcus Joyner as a freshman? You mean Jalen as a freshman?
Yeah, damn. I'm mixed up. Yeah, you're right.
Long week.
Anyway, if Jalen was a junior at the time, I would argue for him for sure, just because of the same things, like the leadership abilities that he brought to the team, and just like the passion and physicality he played. He would be a good example for the guys on the roster now, because I mean, we've talked about before. You see a lot of them, like they'll get a tackle after like a 20-yard gain and be really hyped up about it or something like that. Give up drop a pick and then celebrate. And Jalen Ramsey wouldn't stand for things like that.
Who would you add, Los?
Look at Carlos. Carlos is like,
Okay. And I always think about these, and the question was, who on that roster, who would I add to my team, to the roster now, to the 2021 roster now? I'm going to say LaMarcus Joyner, and the reasons being because, one, LaMarcus is a returner. The ball has to touch his hands at some point in the game, and that is a game changer. Telvin doesn't get kick returns. Telvin doesn't can't touch the ball on offense. Never has had an idea to ever touch the ball on offense. LaMarcus played offense in high school. It was prevalent. He played receiver, running back at St. Thomas Aquinas. And then he's also, I see a lot of Deion Buchanan. If you guys remember him, he played linebacker for the Cardinals for a long time. He was a real staple in changing that Sam nickel position into that hybrid linebacker position where you see Mark Barron, where you've seen guys come play inside the box. Malcolm Jenkins go from a safety to a real box type linebacker. That's what he is. So having that multiple guy, like we're looking for Jamie Robinson to come in and be, I'm taking LaMarcus Joyner because you got to punt it to him. You got to kick off to him. I mean, he can play inside the box in the deep half in the third. He can go and play in the nickel if you need him to. Play on outside if you need to because he played corner as well. He's so multiple and just he doesn't have to sit on just one side of the ball. And with that, he's vocal. He's going to make splash. He's going to make big hits. He's going to have interceptions. He's going to cause fumbles, and he's going to bring energy to every aspect of the game, whether it's offense, defense, and special teams. That's why I would pick him.
I 2,000,000% agree with Carlos. I would take LaMarcus Joyner for all the reasons he said. You know, his leadership, his ability to play any role in the secondary, his ability to get to the quarterback as a pass rusher. You know, he's dynamite as a return man. You hit that. So, you know, you look at a guy who's, you know, baseball talks about like 5-tool players. You know, LaMarcus can do anything on the football field. Plus, you know, he earned the respect of everyone on his team because of his work ethic. You know, he's gonna bust
his size.
He's gonna bust his tail, and you know, he's just a football player. That's who I would take. 100% agree with Carlos.
Mm-hmm. So all defensive, feel like everything's fine on offense.
I mean, it'll be hard to pick offense because if we're gonna have to pick an offensive guy from 2013 to put on this roster, Logan, who would you pick?
That to be probably for me. It's in between a wide receiver or a tight end. I think there's enough talent at wide receivers coming into this season, though. We just haven't seen it on the field, but there's a lot of good energy coming towards that position. I'm going tight end. I'd go Nick O'Leary.
Okay.
See, I think
he's practically another wide receiver.
I think if you go offense, you got to go Rashad. Just having that experience, just having that guy that knows the system, guy that he does everything correctly. You need that in that receiver room where, yeah, there's talent, but we haven't seen it at Florida State.
And he's a returner, too.
Yeah, another guy that's a returner.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're going offense, you got to go Rashad. Or maybe even offensive line with Cam Irving.
One guy I would say on offensive line, Stork.
That's who I was going to say. I was going to be like, if you're talking about experience at receiver, Rashad, you got to take it to the offensive line with Stork. I mean, you get a guy at center who is extremely talented, and not only that, he was a redshirt senior at the time, so he knew just about, you know, every call on the line to make, how to read the defense, things like that. And I mean, that's huge. And especially you got to think he'd be under Alex Atkins now, who is a really good up and coming coach on the offensive line, who did some good things last year with not many pieces in place. So think about what he could do if he had a guy in the caliber of Brian Stork.
With the mental that Brian came with the game, the respect he had for the game, and the way he approached it, this is my job. This is a real 9 to 5. So I'm going to go in here and work my butt off, and so I get the results I want. And that's the way he approached the game. So honestly, I was hoping it would have been out of Stork and O'Leary. I mean, we haven't seen great tight end play in how long? I mean, the biggest play of the season from a tight end came from the walk-on from Memphis. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I mean,
Preston Daniel.
Yeah, O'Leary was one of the best tight ends we had since Blitnikoff, I do believe.
Good with blocking,
with
catching.
He's the best tight end
to play the game. I mean, you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, you guys hit it on the head. I mean, I agree with those two choices. You have to pick O'Leary. He's a tight end. He can block on the edge. He's one of the greatest pass catchers in college football history for a tight end. And you got to go with Brian Stork, who's the anchor of the offensive line. And it was pivotal for us to win a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
How come no one came in?
I think they got
I think a lot of people just
got Milton.
have high hopes. Yeah, people have high hopes with Milton.
That's
And be
Milton.
honest,
I love Jameis,
Yeah.
but he also had some insane talent around him. I'm not discrediting Jameis at all.
no.
I think there's a lot of
Like, at all.
characteristics.
I'll be honest with you.
But-
Nobody slides on their back and throws the touchdown to KD
Yeah.
in the back. No, come on now. Nobody.
There's just some other positions that could use help more.
Yeah, there's bigger upgrades to be had on the roster.
Yeah,
is what
nobody
I'm saying.
avoids a sacking throws a touchdown to Kenny Sharp. Nobody does that. I mean, only it's the Jameis Winston effect.
Yeah,
Only
he's
by
not
that
gonna.
is Jameis.
Yeah,
Now,
he's not gonna change everything.
Milton, we're hoping Milton brings another aspect of the game to Florida State, and that's why we pick different positions. But Jameis is Jameis. You can't repeat that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Different.
That
Kind
year
of
was
guy.
special, dude. So,
Yeah, man. He was special.
Recruiting real quick before we get into a little bit of NFL and basketball talk. The last two 2021 scholarship spots, this has been a big discussion in the last week and a half or so on who's going to fulfill these two spots. And, one is, a lot of people feel is locked up. I know Nate has few takes on that situation, but who's going to fulfill it? What position does it need to be? Which two positions does it need to be? And, what might be the latest for you, Nate?
I think one is already spoken for in Destin Hill, the receiver from Louisiana. Um, it's kind of been in the works for a while now. I just think that that's locked in. Who I would take. I think they need to take a portal tackle, and that will be done. That's if it was up to me, because I don't think they're going to get Taiwan Malone. He's starting to get Ole Miss smoke now, so I would look at. I think you need to shore up that tackle spot moving in the next year or so.
Any smoke?
Tell you what, we need to go check out the McDonald's that are in Oxford, Mississippi now. We're getting all these players going on up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it's been recruiting like dirty. Like the year they got Robert Kendichi, there's no way he should go. Ain't no way he should win the Ole Miss.
You're lagging a little bit, Carlos.
What's going on? Dial up. What?
I'm trying to be a better Christian.
Hey.
I'm not.
Yo, tell him to.
Started with y'all.
You mute yourself and then you cuss. Hey, we're all trying to be better. It's just a 2021 New Year's resolution. We're just trying to be better. How about these 2022 quarterbacks? Two of them already visited. One of them visited. Another one plans and intends to. Nico Marichal. Okay. Out of Arizona's visited unofficially today. And then 2022 four-star quarterback MJ Morris out of Georgia is planning to visit Florida State soon. Dustin, you kind of have a latest on that.
Yeah, I traded a couple messages with MJ yesterday, and like you said, he's trying to get to FSU as soon as he can. He said to me, my parents are trying to get me there as soon as possible, just trying to see when I have an open weekend in baseball season. So I'm hoping to do an interview with MJ actually tomorrow. So people in the Discord be looking for some quotes on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would y'all take over to both of them? Sorry.
That board is really developed. If you look at what they've offered and what they're looking for, it kind of looked like that Marichal was going to be the guy. And don't know yet if that's the case anymore. Sam Horn, Hunter's teammate. I think that he's an option, but he seems like he's leaning towards Major League Baseball. That's the word with him. I think AJ Duffy is right towards the top of their list. The kid that came from Arizona, transferred to IMG. For me, that's my number one quarterback right now on the board. My personal top quarterback for 2022. You have Kay Klubnik, who just won state title in Texas. He's an up and comer. You have Taven Jackson, who they just offered. He's a 6'5", 180 pound. Growing into his body, but he can sling the football. And you got MJ Morris, who's considered probably the top guy on the board for Florida State right now. They have a good relationship with him, and they've really been busting their tail to recruit this kid. And he wants to stay close to home. Florida State's not too far from Athens. We'll see how that unfolds. Getting him on campus will be huge, even though he can't really visit with staff and do all the stuff that you want to do on a visit. I think getting him in town is big. I think someone that I'm watching is Braden Davis, who came from I think Rhode Island. I think he came from Rhode Island and transferred down, and he's a big body kid who can throw the ball. And then you have a Davin Widener, who they haven't offered yet, but who had a really, really good junior year. So that board is developing, and in my opinion, it looks like they're going to take two kids. I think, with the offers that are going out, I think that we'll see how it unfolds. So,
Yeah, and I mean, right there, you just mentioned eight or nine different prospects that Florida State has already offered or is going to offer soon in that 2022 class. So you can tell they've already done a lot of homework at this position, and like with how many guys that they're scouting and offering and things like that, it does look like they're potentially going to go after two quarterbacks and yeah, I agree with what you said that MJ Morris is probably the number one quarterback right now on FSU's board, and it really seems like they're recruiting him extremely hard. I mean, we've seen like the post on Twitter with him and Kenny Dillingham playing Madden. He's posted some FSU graphics on social media every now and then. So I'm excited to talk with him in a couple days and get his take on Florida State.
Last bullet point here for regarding recruiting. Florida State has actually reached out to multiple Tennessee transfers. Obviously, the whole Pruitt firing has got a whole explosion with guys entering the transfer portal up there. But offensive tackle Jermaine Johnson has entered it. That Florida State's in contact with. Also, linebacker Henry Tutu. I mean, can you make it any more harder for me?
I don't know how to say it.
I mean,
I would say toe, but
I would say toe.
Yeah,
it's like for people listening, it's a T-O and then apostrophe, then another O. So like, wait, Toa, like what is it, Hawaiian or?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Polynesian, maybe.
Polynesian sauce, the best sauce at Chick-fil-A. And then running back.
What you tried to slide that in there like they won't let that slide.
That's the best. That's the best sauce. It's the best sauce. It's also the best chicken in town. I mean,
Chick-fil-A is solid, man.
It is.
It ain't too bad. And then running
bacon, avocado ranch.
Oh, that is bad. Hey, put that on a salad.
Ooh, you in there, baby.
And then running back Eric Gray. So Florida State's reached out to these guys. Practically, I'm over here shooting for Toa to get to Tallahassee because that's incredible. I need him to land in Tallahassee just because the name alone.
I hope that comes as well. I don't care.
Who?
I mean, I hope the running back comes too. I don't care. I don't fill the room. I want to stockpile them. I don't care. Just like there's a picture of Alabama when there's like Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and like a bunch of backs and
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I want all those. I want give me all of them. Give me all of them. Stockpile, and year after year we release one dragon at a time. Bam.
I want the running back, and I want the tackle.
Yeah. I wish we had more spots, man.
Give me the tackle. That kid looks like a linebacker almost.
Yeah, it's got to be the tackle. 17 career starts and 24 appearances in the SEC at Tennessee. And that'd be a good take for Florida State.
Eric Gray is a good running back. If FSU could land him, woo.
Man, what?
And there's definitely not enough carries to go around. Yeah,
I just don't know that you need them.
Yeah,
I think if you didn't already get DJ Williams, I think for sure you're going
but,
after Eric Gray. But
I know I think you need five running backs. In college,
like if you have more slots, absolutely you take a guy as talented as Eric Gray. But when you only have two more slots and you think one of them's going to Dustin Hill, I think one of them's got to be offensive lineman.
Well, I think you take him and you figure it out because there's going to be more attrition.
Give me the offensive tackle. Give me Dustin Hill.
There's going to be a Chaz Neal or a Gross, whatever that Goss, whatever the kid's name is. Jalen Goss. There's going to be more attrition.
I completely forgot. I meant to mention I had Kobe Gross on our IG Live the other night or yesterday, and he was telling us about workouts and everything. He got in contact with Mackenzie Milton right away. He said guys that are working out now that he's talking to. He says he's really close with Cameron McDonald. Cameron McDonald being one of the biggest leaders right now on the team. Kobe also told me that he intends on getting to, I believe, he's at 238 right now. He wants to get to 245. That's what Coach Storms told him he'd like to be at before the season starts. So 245, but he still wants to keep his speed. Talking about tight end Kobe Gross over here, and trying to think what else he mentioned on our IG Live. He did say that there is another guy that is in the positive direction for Florida State to land. He wasn't going to name him, of course, but kind of was smiling about it. And obviously, some good news should be heading for Florida State's way on National Signing Day. So, that's probably that might be your guy there, Nate. Destin Hill might be, just might be.
I feel good. I gotta jump off here, guys.
Yeah, if Nate's leaving us, he's cheating on us now. I'm just kidding.
I was trying to get through the recruiting section.
We got to the recruiting just in time.
Hey, Los.
Yes.
See you, man.
Wait. Nate, no, tell us your AFC NFC prediction real quick. Predictions.
I don't know, man. I think Tampa Bay better not win. I can't stand Tom Brady. I mean, I think Green Bay is going to win a close game, and right now it's a coin toss for me between Buffalo and Kansas City, all due to Mahomes' health. I think Buffalo's a good team. If Mahomes doesn't play, I think Buffalo smokes them. But I mean, at this stage, you gotta go with quarterbacks. I'm gonna go with Packers and Chiefs. I know
this is not Super Bowl $1, man. This is not Super Bowl $1. This is not the ice bowl. This ain't it.
I think that
I'm telling you, Buffalo's coming to town, baby.
I think that
Josh Allen's coming to town. This is Josh Allen town.
This is Josh Allen town. This is Mahomes NFL until
no, it's not. No, it's not. The kid's trying to invest in baseball. He got a concussion. He's doing Goldilocks commercials.
He's gonna stop and just go play baseball.
No, he shouldn't. No, where's State Farm at? Where's the protection at? Huh?
It don't matter.
Where's the protection at? Where's State Farm? They should have protected his butt when he was getting his head jammed into the dirt.
15-1. 15-1 this year.
He had 0 good neighbors on that play. Like a good neighbor, State Farm was not there for him. Okay. I'm circling the wagons, baby.
All right, now, so just because Carlos wants Buffalo to win, I got Kansas City 40-10.
Would you like to bet on that one, buddy?
Oh,
come on now.
No, because
you don't even believe they're going to score that many points.
I don't know how healthy Mahomes is. I think both games are going to be really good. I would like to see Tampa Bay get hammered. I think that Kansas City Buffalo is going to be a really good game. I don't know who to pick yet, to be honest with you.
I agree. I totally agree with Buffalo and Kansas City being a good game. I want Buffalo to come out on top. I think Buffalo that city deserves a Super Bowl. I think they put in the work. That coaching staff, that organization from top to bottom has put in the work to rebrand their city, their organization, and they deserve a Super Bowl. That kid is talented. He's being a great leader. He got weapons around him. They're a blue-collar team. We're blue-collar guys, and they deserve a Super Bowl. They're going to go out there and compete to go win one. And Tampa Bay, you can't stop Brady right now. Once Brady gets on a hot train, and he got guys around him that's excited. Spare me. I don't know. No. Adams is who you can't stop right now, not Rodgers, who you can. Adams, because their run game does not exist. If you shut down Adams, you shut
Jones
down.
Jones had 150 yards last week.
Who?
Aaron Jones.
That's because of Adams. If you shut down Adams,
he had 150 yards.
If you shut down Adams,
but he had 150 yards though.
Hey Nate, if you kill the head, the body will die. If you kill the head, the body will die.
Larger than zero.
Nate, if you kill the head, the body will die. If you stop
what the Rams tried and they lost.
If you stop Adams from touching the football, that kid never rushes for 150.
It's a great theory that the Rams tried and they lost.
It's not a theory.
It is a theory.
What covers they?
Now we're arguing about theories.
What covers were they in, Nate?
They play zone
all night. So how's that stopping him? How is that stopping him?
They couldn't contain him.
How's it stopping him?
Listen, I hate all four teams. I want them all to lose.
No, we call that dot mob.
I hate them all.
Dot mob.
I hate all four teams.
Swiss cheese.
All four.
Swiss cheese. You know what they call Packers cheese heads?
I got Kansas City 70, Buffalo 0.
Wow.
Oh man.
He's gonna be choking on them words.
I'm really close to taking Buffalo like 38-35.
But Buffalo's gonna beat Kansas City. You know it. You just want to rub my feathers. Rough me up real quick.
Buffalo's Super Bowl window is open now. I think they're going to win one within the next 3 years.
They're gonna win one this year.
Hey,
They
we'll
might.
let it. They can have it.
They're going to.
They might.
They can have. I'll let them have it.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, of course you will, because Pittsburgh's never gonna win it. As long as Ben stays.
Can you
there, they're gonna
stop?
win it.
Your brother is on that team. Can you stop?
As long as
No wonder Vince
Give
isn't
a
on the
rap,
show.
bro.
No wonder Vince.
All right, hey,
God
I
forbid.
gotta go, guys.
I'm
I
playing
gotta go.
the
Alright.
I'm playing the CFL, baby.
All right, man.
Give him a
Later,
wave,
Nate.
Nate. Give him a wave, Carlos. Say bye. He's a kid. Just wave at him. Bye.
You guys are crazy, man.
No wonder we can't have Vince on the damn show. Carlos is telling that he's not
Whoa.
gonna. I can't have him on the show if telling the Steelers aren't
Listen,
going to go to the
all
Super Bowl.
all I'm saying is this, though. It comes to a point in time, and I think Phillip Rivers is a prime example. I think he's played a career where he's going to be respected when he leaves in the city, both in Indianapolis for going back to the playoffs, and also in San Diego where he played every year but one of his career. I think Ben's going to go out as a Hall of Fame quarterback, as one of the best to ever play in Pittsburgh, if not the best, besides Terry Bradshaw. He's going to be well respected in that city. He's not going to have to worry about doing anything for himself ever again. But to consider to keep holding on, I think you start to drag down the organization. I don't think it's purposefully. I think it's because he has a drive. He wants to win another one. He has a taste for it. It's the competitive drive in him. He doesn't want to let it go. But ultimately, it drags down your organization and becomes a cancer to a team. And I'm not saying it's a bad cancer, but it turns sour faces. People don't want to come play there. They don't have a chance to compete and outbeat him become a veteran backup. Ben's not going to be a veteran backup. I think we all know that.
Wow.
So
we know who the future is going to be. It's going to be Jameis Winston, who I need to bring
Dwayne
up real
Haskins.
quick.
Yeah, it's going to be Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
I'm not
Dwayne
even
Haskins, man.
entertaining y'all even saying that.
Dwayne Haskins.
Jameis Winston, bomb touchdown on what was that, Saturday or Sunday?
Jay Boo.
Jay Boo with the bomb against his former team, the Bucks. Beautiful pass. I was happy to see him all excited on the sideline, and Drew Brees dap him up, and
Jay
the whole
Boo
team.
And then they
go
chose to
to
lead
him.
away. It was great.
Well, that's the Saints for you.
They would have had a
Drew
chance
Brees.
if they played him.
Yeah, no. If they had Jameis out there, they would have won the game. I mean, there's not really an argument to talk about.
Brees, like when Brees' wife came out and listed all the injuries he had, like everyone was like, if he had that many injuries, he should not have been playing. He cost his team a playoff win.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate it.
Like a
I hate
road-
it.
Rotator
They
cuff,
weren't going to
rib.
bench Drew. Yeah.
Yeah, they were gonna bench.
I'm
him.
gonna keep it a buck though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care about none of that last year plan, dog. I'm trying to, hey, you play like trash the first 3 quarters.
Yeah,
Get out the
exactly.
game, homie. I'm trying to win.
Well, they
I-
keep
I-
on
I
doing.
listen-
They do
listen,
that to themselves.
listen,
You
honestly,
you
At least
finally
we can
Jameis-
try again next week. We can
At
try
least
again
Jameis
next
can
week.
throw 10 yards downfield. Brees couldn't even do that.
I agree with you. Like, you know what, buddy? Let James come in and save the day. We'll pat on the back. You had a couple sore injuries. You can try again next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'd rather them screw Jameis that way, other than putting him in the game, let him throw a deep bomb, and then putting Drew in to have another turnover again. That's a slap in the face. Like, it's really disrespectful to do that. Yeah, you're gonna use me as Taysom Hill, but then not let me get more snaps than just that one. I
Mhm.
think that's a real slap in the face. It's disrespectful as professional to me. That's just to me. That's where I stand on.
and that
But
would
I'd be pissed if you did that to me.
yeah.
Like, I'd be hot soup. You need me to put points on the board, but I'm not gonna get another snap for the night. Yeah, I'll be really hot
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, and
But
that
I mean,
and that doesn't
hey.
happen in Pittsburgh, so that's why he'll be there for our future
yeah,
quarterback.
they got Dwayne Haskins, man. So of course, man,
He's
the
there
future, baby.
for
You
therapy.
seen Mason
He's there for
Rudolph
a
on Twitter?
therapy session. He's there
Man,
for
Mason
guidance.
Rudolph said that was Josh Dobbs' backup, not his. He is back. You seen that? He said he is back, baby.
Oh yeah, Mason Rudolph. I'm fine with him being my number 2 if Big Ben is going to go one more year, and then we'll get Jameis. But I
Why
do
would
think
he go
where's
another year?
Jameis going to go? Where's Jameis going to go? Is he going to stay with the Saints?
I mean, of his 3 options that we broke in the Discord, I'd hate all of them.
What's
just-
his option? I didn't get to see it.
Saints.
New Orleans, Pittsburgh, and New England. Just none of the 3.
Honestly, it's one place I would like to. It's 2. I would like to see him go either to Pittsburgh. I would like to see him go to Pittsburgh. I would like him up there. I think that's an organization that is it's a lot like the Saints, a lot about business. I mean, they have a good time. They have a great nucleus of guys, as you can see. I mean, they compete for playoffs every year. They're competing for a divisional championship. So I mean, that'll be one place. It's about business, and I think being around that nucleus of guys, it'll be good for them. And then going to Belichick. I mean, it's something, and James is still young. He can still be molded. He can still change his game. He can still elevate his game. He just needs to be around a great coaching staff is going to take the time to invest in him like he's going to invest in them. So, I mean, Pittsburgh and Patriots aren't too bad places. I would like to see him play.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him in Indy. You know, with what they did with Phillip Rivers this year, you got a guy with Jameis who has a better arm at this point in their careers.
Good
Yeah,
defense.
Rivers was the same way as Breeze. He couldn't throw 30 yards downfield.
Oh,
Indy's got a great offensive line, great running back core. They need probably another receiver. You know, T.Y. Hilton's solid, but they probably need another guy there. But they got a good team that's built to win right now. I'd love to see him in Indy.
dang it! I gotta ask a question. I do have a question that's floating up in the air, guys. It made me think about it. And what with quarterbacks now? How old was Breeze?
Breeze is what,
42?
right now?
How old was Rivers?
39, I think.
Okay,
Something like that.
Being between 39 and 41, are we going to see more quarterbacks retiring before this time now? But based on performance, how you seen Rivers try to throw a Hail Mary, he didn't make it to the end zone. You seen the arm strength coming from Breeze in the past weekend. He couldn't get the ball across the middle to save his life. It had no zoom on it, no power, no nothing. I mean, but you're throwing dig routes across the middle, drag routes, and they're getting intercepted. So what I'm saying is, do you think we're going to see a trend of quarterbacks getting in and getting out before their arm goes away and they can't get bigger contracts later on in their careers? Do you think we'll see a change in that?
I mean, it's tough because like these guys that we're talking about now, they're such legends in the NFL. And not just in the NFL, but for their respective cities. Rivers was different, but because he was in San Diego so long, he had earned the benefit of the doubt to get that one last season. And then with Breeze, he's meant so much to New Orleans, dealing with what they did with going through Hurricane Katrina, getting that Super Bowl, and just what he's meant to that whole city. You know, he deserves the benefit of the doubt as well. Same thing with Brady. He has how many Super Bowl rings and how many AFC Championship games? Again, these are guys that have earned the benefit of the doubt. These guys that are now in their mid-30s, they haven't had the same careers.
No.
True.
There hasn't been that stable of guys that have just been the leader of their teams for so long. And nowadays, kind of like what we're seeing with the NBA, guys are bouncing around so much that you're not going to see the same, they mean so much to this one city.
Yeah, you're very true, though. You
say,
don't see guys with longevity in their cities at quarterback anymore.
But on the other side, training and medical stuff is so much better than it was 15, 20 years ago.
I will say I was about to say, I think a lot of these guys, their quarterbacks are going to last a lot longer. Just things are being enhanced with their bodies and everything. With innovation. And also, I do want to say, Sean Payton, if Jameis does start for New Orleans next season, you need to unblock me. So, message to Sean if you're listening to this podcast. I mean, you have nothing else to do. You're not in the playoffs anymore because you didn't play Jameis in the game anymore. So, quick predictions. Bucks versus Packers. I'm going Packers by 62.
There's only one team that has beaten Green Bay and Lambeau this season. And that was the Minnesota Vikings.
Not going to happen twice. Not going to happen twice.
But it was because they had a great running game with Dalvin Cook. And I just don't think Tampa has that with Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones right now. So, unfortunately, it hurts my soul I'm taking Green Bay.
I got Green Bay.
Don't be silly.
I'm going with Tampa.
I wanted to.
You're doing that
I
just
really
to
wanted
piss me
to.
off.
If they do, I'm going to be so happy.
I'm going with Tampa by 10.
All right. Tampa by 10 for Los.
I'm going with Tampa by 10 for reasons being they keep talking about the snow being effect. Brady's been waiting to play in his comfort zone. And I think, honestly, him going back up north and playing in that, it's going to feel like playing in his own backyard again. And I think he's going to want to bring that same energy to the group of guys he's going to play with. AB's used to playing in Pittsburgh. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Gronk's used to playing up north. Let's be honest. You have a lot of guys on that roster that's used to playing up north in the cold that just happened to come down and play in Tampa Bay this past season. So I'm looking forward to him going up to Green Bay and putting on the show, having some fun, playing in the snow and throwing that ball around like he's been doing late in the season, taking some shots. And I think they come out on top by 10.
I hope so. They got to have a running game. They have to.
I think so. I think they do, though. I think because of his energy he's going to bring, because of they talk about a lot about how he feels about playing in Florida, the weather he's played with all season. I think he really wants to go play in the cold. He's excited about getting back into his comfort zone. That does a lot for a player, in my opinion. When I played against Miami, down in Miami, the third game of the season, in my rookie year, I had a great game because I love playing in the heat. It felt different. I mean, it was a different type of warmth down here in Florida. It was beautiful. It's different than being in Buffalo. I had a great game. So, I mean, it's different. I think it's gonna bring a different energy to the locker room, and they're gonna put on the show. Up by 10.
Next game, Chiefs versus Bills. Who we got?
Let's just get out of the way now. Just go ahead and say it.
I got Bills. I got Bills by 10.
Shout out to Bills Mafia. Shout out to Bills Mafia.
Hey, Bills Mafia, baby.
Circle the wagons, baby.
Yeah, I'm on the Bills Mafia this weekend. I'm tired of. I just honestly don't like the way that Patrick Mahomes like waddles onto the field and off of the field. I don't like the way he does that, and I can't stand his brother. Annoys the living stuff out of me. But I just don't like the way he waddles and stuff.
You ever seen his brother on TikTok?
No,
it's bad, man.
Don't look it up.
Very, 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 very bad. I mean, it's nothing against maybe what his. I'm not even gonna comment on that. I'll head into a whole different direction.
Rabbit hole.
We don't want to go there.
So we're all going Bills here. We're all behind the Bills.
I wouldn't say all.
Oh,
Austin, don't do this, bro.
You're gonna hate me for this.
Why?
The Bills are the Utah Jazz of the NFL.
Oh, here you go.
Had a great stretch in the 90s, but couldn't get all the way there. Multiple title appearances, but no wins.
No respect.
Had some good seasons in the 2000s, and now in the 2020 they got a young face. With the Jazz, it's Donovan Mitchell. The Bills, it's Josh Allen. They're one of those good, not great franchises.
Wow, you're disrespectful.
I'm sorry,
bro, you didn't have to
Kansas City.
You didn't have to put that much thought into it.
I want them to win.
Like you really compared the Utah Jazz.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
So Austin, who's the Bulls against who's the Bulls against? Oh, that must be every competitor that those stretch of AFC championships and Super Bowls that they didn't win.
I'm just comparing franchise to franchise. I'm not comparing scenario to scenario. I'm just comparing franchise to franchise.
I'm just saying, like, but you tried the Mafia. I don't even know what to say, dog. Like they're gonna come for you.
I want them to win.
I
do want them to win. I just don't think it's gonna
come for you when hey Mafia, y'all take it easy on my boy when you hear this cast. They're gonna come for you for saying that. But in my opinion, I mean, I think they're up by 10. Like I said before, I like the organization turnaround. I like the way they're playing football. You have the best receiver in the NFL this season, and for coming seasons, in my opinion, Stephon Diggs. The way he keeps working, he's gonna keep perfecting his craft and keep being dominant. They got two young backs. I mean, one's out for the rest of the playoff, but they're going to come back next season and continue to grow, and their game's going to grow. You got a veteran at running back in Devontae Freeman, who's a fellow Seminole, so get to watch him play this weekend. But their defense is great. They're playing as a great nucleus in the one unit, and I mean, that's what it takes to win in the playoffs. Like that's why I say they have a great chance of winning. I mean, with Mahomes or without Mahomes, I still had them by 10.
Well, we shall see. I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be the best game. Well, it is going to be the best game of the weekend because the Packers are going to lay it down on the Tampa Bay Bucks. I love it. I'm so excited to see Bucks fans get so happy. Like, oh, we're so close to getting the Super Bowl, and it be the last game before they reach that. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for me, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday. And there's a lot of Bucks fans. I think they really unfollowed me on Twitter, but I'm sorry, Bucks fans. My dad is also a Bucks fan, but I just can't stand Brady. I just can't stand him. It just is what it is. Basketball, to end off the podcast, the last segment of the night. Florida State basketball is hot right now. It's starting to hit a little different direction. That wasn't the case in the first half of this, first little bit of the season, but we're starting to get some kind of taste of something that we had last year. Florida State goes to Louisville and takes them down 78-65. Raekwon Gray is on a hot streak right now. Austin talked about this, I believe, in your you tweeted it, but also in your preview that Wyatt Wilkes was destined to have a big game. He does so for himself, and MJ Walker has 10 assists. Not a huge night from him points-wise, but assist-wise, yeah. But is Florida State right now the hottest team in the ACC?
I mean, it's between them and Virginia. It's very clear Florida State and Virginia are by far the two best teams in the conference. Virginia Tech just doesn't pass the eye test to me. And Clemson's now lost 2 straight against Virginia and Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's fine, but they're not world beaters. And then outside of that, you got Louisville, who just got smoked by us. And it's a 2-man race. It's Virginia and Florida State. Florida State's got better competition so far. Virginia's got, their system that they've run forever.
That game was that was a pretty impressive game.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. In ESPN's first big Monday of the season, Florida State's got that primetime slot. Monday at 7 p.m. That's one of the best time slots you can have all week in college basketball. And they come out first half, and they're up 40-16 in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Absolutely laid it on them. And it just right there, it felt over. When you've got Scotty Barnes hitting transition threes, just start the bus. Just get out of there.
It was funny. It was nice seeing him come in and be like, "Oh, right in your face."
Yeah, because a lot of people weren't expecting Barnes to play. I was of the opinion he was probably going to give it a go, but if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. He played 22 minutes, and he played really well in those 22 minutes. I mean, and the fact that he had 10 points and was your 5th leading scorer on the night, that tells you a lot about this Florida State team and what they're going to be going forward. What Florida State's looked like since they came back from the COVID pause is an entirely different team.
Do that. Can we do that before March Madness?
Yeah, seriously. Just take the ACC tournament off.
Yeah, take that off and just give Florida State. Florida State should opt out of the ACC tourney and just take 2 weeks in prep for the March Madness. I mean, it's worked magical wonders right now.
And apparently, the positive test they had was, according to MJ Walker, was a false positive in his interview after the Louisville game. So they're mad that they didn't get those 3 games against Duke, Syracuse, and Pitt.
Damn.
Probably would have been 3 wins.
Pitt's tough right now. I wouldn't say 3 wins. Pitt's 4-1 in conference right now, and they just beat Duke. Justin Champagne's a real dude at Pitt. But Syracuse probably was a win, and Duke, we were going to wipe the floor with them.
Well,
I'll go to my grave on that one.
I'm sure definitely MJ wants to play, but I feel like this has been kind of reset the Shockers kind of situation for this team because, they put out a video today highlighting that they haven't been ranked. They feel pretty disrespected. And you know what? Add that to what the talent they have now. It seems like they're being able to figure out the right schemes. And a hungry chip on the shoulder kind of Leonard Hamilton team that we already know has the experience like they did last year. But you also have Scotty Barnes, new guy. You got Raekwon Evans heating up. You've already got MJ Walker, who's had a fantastic start to the season. And you've got guys all around him. Balsa's doing his thing too. And they're pissed off. We haven't really had a pissed off FSU basketball team the last 3 years, in my opinion. I mean, it could get scary. I'm all about it. Sign me up.
The last time we really had it was the 2018 tournament when they saw they were playing Xavier again. And you saw how well those 4 games went. Yeah, they lost in the Elite 8 by 4 points, but they had every reason to win that game as a 9 seed.
Yeah.
And like you said, you've got all these guys that are just playing so much better, and it's a credit to the offense because the offense looks as free-flowing and as smooth as it ever has under Leonard Hamilton of Florida State. The spacing's better. They're taking smarter shots. They're getting to the basket at will, especially against these teams like Louisville and NC State that just don't have true shot blockers. They're just getting inside whenever they want, and it opens up the rest of the offense for whatever they want to do. They're shooting above 50% from 3 these last 3 games combined. The free throw shooting's been impeccable. Yeah, Florida State was 70% last game, but that's because Quincy Ballard came in and bricked 2 free throws with 30 seconds left. And then from the floor, you're at 55-60% as well. It's been unbelievable offensive efficiency these last 3 games.
And I think I said it last podcast or maybe on Saturday when me and you were on, Austin. But I mean, the bigs have just been tremendous. And I mean, we can talk about Raekwon Gray all day, but also there was also Kopervika who got that steal, then took it in transition, missed his first shot, then slammed it back home while throwing out a roar. You had Malik Osborne going up, posterizing a guy, doing some work inside, playing good defense for the most part. And also Balsa's work defensively on the perimeter on Monday night was pretty good as well. So, I mean, man, these guys it feels like they've come a long way since the beginning of the season, and, credit to their work and also Stan Jones.
Yeah,
Do you think that,
go ahead,
I had a
Carlos.
question for you guys. We're watching these guys play and with their upcoming opponents. Do you think this team is built for an ACC championship?
For sure. Especially with these tournament kind of styles, especially the ACC tournament where it's back-to-back days, that favors teams with a lot of depth. And because the depth's being so tested because of COVID, like we didn't even have Anthony Polite Monday night against
Yeah.
Louisville, and that's one of your 5 best guys. You get to test these depth with White Wilkes coming and scoring 13 points off the bench. By March, you got all these guys with momentum. They have confidence. That really plays to a Florida State style team, and we saw that 2 years ago when they went into the ACC tournament and made it to the ACC championship game.
Do you think they continue to keep Scotty Barnes on the bench and bring him out like they did with Patrick Williams last
I
year?
doubt it. I really doubt it. Just because the ceiling with Scotty as your point guard is so much higher. Like with Evans, you know what you're getting, and that's perfectly fine. But I think you're going to see, because of this and what Evans has done these last 3 games, I think you're just going to see more lineups with both Evans and Barnes on the floor. And we saw it against Louisville the other night. It worked really well. You give Barnes a chance to he gets a bang down low against these smaller guards, and he just dominates.
Mm-hmm.
I think you see a lot more of that where the ball's out of his hands a little bit, and he can focus on other things and not trying to do everything at once. I think that was getting in his head a little bit these first few games where he's trying to learn a new position and he's trying to be too quick on his feet. You get Evans come in, who's been a really steady hand these last few games. It really calms the offense down a little bit.
And honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to keeping Raekwon Evans as the starting point guard and then having Scotty come in off the bench because, I mean, Leonard Hamilton makes those subs before the first 4-minute timeout and then bring that energy right off the bench because it's felt like the last couple of games, or at least on Monday night and then the North Carolina State game, whenever he came off the bench, once he did, like Florida State just hit an instant rhythm. So I wonder if it's better having him come off the bench and then the energy just popping up as soon as he does come in.
And it's like we talked about when Patrick got drafted 4th overall. It's not about who starts for Leonard Hamilton team. It's about who finishes for a Leonard Hamilton team. And Scotty's going to be one of those 5 guys that finishes out a game. There's no question.
Yeah, no, most certainly.
That's interesting. Thank you, guys.
I'll be at the Florida State versus Clemson game this Saturday, and I'm really excited about it. Dustin's hooking it up. We have a raffle to give off. We have a few names that we need to give off here soon at the end of the podcast, but I'll be there Saturday at 3 p.m. This is prime time. Right? I think Arya Masudi, one of our friends, told us that this is going to be one of the first times Florida State's basketball has been on ABC prime time.
Yep.
Ever?
3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. prime slot. Everyone's going to be watching.
Yep. Should be loud.
Florida State. If this was a full crowd, it'd be so much fun.
Yep.
Seeing the Tucker Center on ABC.
Saturday.
What day?
This Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday at 3.
Yeah.
Saturday at 3. ABC. You know what? I'm tuning in.
Oh.
You oughta. And I know I want to go back to the Balša Koprivica steal, coast to coast Euro step miss layup putback dunk. One of the 3 most impressive plays I've ever seen. The 7'1" centers are not supposed to be doing that.
That's effort.
That's pure
skill. Yeah, there's effort and skill. And that's the skill to be able to do it. But then, like, once you miss the shot, it's like, no, I don't want nobody else getting the bucket. I want the bucket to go get the rebound and to score.
And we've talked about, in articles and in podcasts that this is the most offensively gifted center Hamilton's ever had, and we saw it all there in 6 seconds. Just how great he can be. And the play before that, he had that really nice post hook where he sealed the guy off, got the position, and got the easy bucket. Mm-hmm. He's got all the skills in the world. He just had to put it together defensively and put it together physically. And we've seen these last few games what he can do on the perimeter defensively. 7'1" guys are not supposed to be playing on the perimeter as well as he does. And he's really quick on his feet for his size. He really shouldn't be. He looks like one of those more lumbering centers, but he really guards the perimeter really, really well. And it's really impressive.
Mm-hmm. That was hot. That was nice to see.
Yeah, like you said, he's oozing with potential. And, whenever Stan Jones is your coach, there's a good chance he's going to get as much as he can out of you. So I'm excited to see Balsa just continue to, like I said earlier, continue to develop. And, like, by March, I think he's just going to be on an even higher level than he's at right now.
And I know we skipped over Raekwon Gray just real fast. But that dude is on another level.
Just because we're starting to get used to him having great games.
Yeah, 17, 8-2 against Louisville. He had 19 whatever against Carolina. He's exactly what we envisioned when we first signed him. That Draymond Green kind of player where he can do a little bit of everything. He can handle the ball, be a secondary playmaker, create for others, get to the rim when you need it. And now even the announcers are seeing it where they're like, oh yeah, he's a next Draymond Green. He's a next Draymond Green.
Mm.
But he's actually showing it. And if he can continue this throughout the rest of ACC play, he may not be here next season.
I can't wait for Saturday. I'm going with
It's
my
gonna be
friend.
fun.
I'm gonna be.
It's gonna be
How
a
many
lot of
people?
fun.
How many people are
I might have-
outside?
I might have 2 beers.
25%, so it's like
About
2,800,
3,000. Yeah.
How many?
like 2,800-ish.
It
And
doesn't matter, man.
I
They're
think I'm
still
most.
loud. You can
Matter.
still hear them.
That's a lot of people.
Oh yeah, and I think I'm most excited about the game because I won't be with Dustin this time. So I think it's gonna be even better. My experience is
Oh,
gonna
no
be
mandate.
enhanced.
Yeah, you're right. You just get my tickets for free. Yeah. That's gotta be great for you.
I might not get the text on Saturday with the ticket screenshots.
Wouldn't that suck if you just got to the door and you called me and I'm like, oh no.
That
I don't
didn't
know when the
work.
text just didn't send.
That
Wow.
would be sad.
Give
I
me
would
a
be
good
sad.
idea.
I regret my decision on saying that statement, Dustin. I apologize to you. But yeah, quick preview on that one, Austin, because I know you and Dustin are trying to do another instant reaction on Saturday for that game.
Yes. So like we said with Florida State, since their COVID pause, they've won 3 straight, dominating all 3 games. Even though the Louisville game ended up being 13 points, it never felt like it was that close. Louisville got it down to 8. Florida State immediately went on a 12-2 run right after that. They've won their last 3 games by an average of 17 points, just absolutely killing people. Clemson went on about a 10-day pause after beating NC State and Miami. Since they've come back, they've gotten absolutely smoked by Virginia, losing by 35 at home. Then going on the road and losing to Georgia Tech by like 17.
18.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia
Play
Tech's solid.
basketball?
Georgia Tech's solid. I don't want to discredit them.
They
but
play basketball.
They do. Chris Bosh went there. And Derek
That's all
Favors, who was a top 3 pick.
My point exactly.
Yeah. Long
Had
time
no
ago.
idea.
Long time ago.
Had no idea that they played basketball at Georgia Tech.
They finished 5th in the ACC last year. That's how bad the
I'm dead,
ACC was
bro.
last year.
I'm not
You've never
kidding,
viewed in.
bro.
You never viewed, stop by in Atlanta to watch a good old Georgia Tech basketball game, Los? Come on.
Nah.
So
Not my cup of tea, man. That's not my thing.
Clemson's on a downswing. That's really the best way to say it. They cannot create on offense right now. Nick Honor's taking too many shots. He's not creating for everyone else. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And Florida State's as smooth as they've been offensively ever. And I think you've got that prime ABC slot, 3 p.m. You've got a lot of momentum. You've got a lot of motivation, wanting to get revenge for that game that they should have won in late December. Really, the only reason Clemson won was because they shot 33 free throws compared to Florida State's 9.
And
Yeah,
they're
they went
angry.
on that late. They went on that late run at the end of the game where they were hitting some tough shots, but it really just came down to free throws. And as long as Florida State cleans those up, they take smarter threes. Because in that first game they were bad from 3, 9 of 32. Florida State should not be taking 32 threes. They're a very talented shooting team, but they do not need to be taking more than 27 threes.
Yeah, and they hit 9 threes on Monday night in Louisville on 21 attempts. So
Yeah, and that came to what, 43%, I think.
Yep.
So as long as you stay in that like 16 to 22 range from 3, you're going to make damn near half of them just because of how talented this team is from shooting the ball. And they're going to get those looks by creating, getting inside. And Clemson is one of those teams that doesn't have a real shot blocker. Sims is a very good player, but he's not a great shot blocker. All their defense comes from being tough on the perimeter, having that pack line defense that, we've seen from Virginia, Louisville, Indiana. Florida State's seen it a lot already this season. They should be a little bit more used to it. And now that you have Raekwon Evans, who's playing more confidently, he's going to be able to drive in those gaps. Scotty Barnes is going to be able to drive in those gaps. Raekwon Gray is going to be able to drive in those gaps and kick to the Wyatt Wilkses and the Anthony Polites if he plays, MJ Walker, et cetera, and just keep feeding on that all night long.
Wyatt Wilkes, man, in that game, you called it, man.
I called it. I absolutely called it.
Yep.
I said he's been disappointing the last few games. He's due for 17, and he had 13 in like 16 minutes.
Giving you your well-deserved credit.
It's always hit when they're supposed to hit. Always hit when they're supposed to hit.
And everyone was like, "Oh God, Anthony Polite's out. Oh God, we're starting Wyatt Wilkes. Oh my God, he has 6 points in 2 minutes."
They're like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, he's one of those players. He's either all the way on or all the way off, and thank God he is all the way on against Louisville.
Did we give we haven't done, have we done score predictions for games? I feel like we have, right?
I always save mine for the article.
Yeah, you save yours. I'm not cutting you off or anything. I just was like, wait, I'm making sure I give my score prediction.
I will say I like Florida State by a lot this game.
Okay.
I wanted to say it for Louisville, and the people that were keeping up with me in the Discord kept saying the more and more I watch film and the more I break stuff down, the more and more I like Florida State. Yeah. My prediction I said 8, but I really wanted to put we're going to win by 15. I really felt that confident going into that game.
I'll take that one, Austin, and I'll go ahead and take that one because I was honestly going to say plus 12.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Florida State double-digit victory. So,
to be honest with you guys, I don't get the chance to look at the actual game much, but I do get to look at box score, percentage shots, and a lot of stuff like that. And if you watch both games, you watch both teams, you look at box scores over the last couple of games they played. Austin, you break down a lot of numbers and you watch guys' momentum because you have a lot of info on it, inside info on it, and you talk about the rhythm and we're not having Polite and starting this guy. People didn't think he was going to come in, and then 6 points in 2 minutes is because he's been on. It's a rhythm that people are on, and you watch it and you look at the percentage guys shooting. I mean, yeah, you want to take Florida State by plus 10 because if they get on the late running the game, you talk about the guys closing for Leonard Hamilton. He puts closers into the game, and he's known for putting closers in. In my time at Florida State, that was Michael Snare. He was busting them.
Speaking of Snare, it's the 9-year anniversary of him hitting that shot against Duke. I know
he was busting. I mean, and we had number 3, Luke. I can't remember Luke's last name.
Luke
Laux.
Bam, busting.
Got him on the podcast.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we've had. I mean, when I was young, I was a freshman. I mean, but I remember watching these guys hitting crucial shots against big time programs that you grew up learning about, North Carolina and Duke and such like that. So, I mean, these guys are coming on the roll and they're getting that opportunity to play when other guys are sitting on the bench and they get hot. And that's why I asked that question earlier. This is the type of team that can go into and compete for an ACC championship because of COVID restrictions, because of these things going up and down. Guys have opportunity to get minutes. And the more minutes they play, the hotter they can get. They can be on a streak.
Yeah.
And the one thing about the Louisville game, the reason I was so confident going into that game was because they were one of the worst teams in the country against ball screens. They're bottom 10 in the country at defending ball screens. Now against Clemson, you're going to have to change things up a little bit. They've got a very, very good ball screen defense. They're, top 75%. Where they're bad at is, those corner threes, those wing threes where you can drive and kick and get those spot up chances. They're bottom 25% on spot up shots, defending them. So if you can get into those gaps and kick out, Florida State's gonna have a very, very good chance of winning this game. They just can't be one of those games like last time where they just settle for threes. But I think Florida State's learned from their COVID break. They've learned from film. They've seen these last few games. Hey, we can get in these gaps. We can drive them, and we can get the open looks instead of settling.
I think Florida State wins by 10, double digits like the rest of you guys have said, and it's going to be 69-79. Nice. Clemson at least gets 69, but
I don't think
79 is better.
I don't think they get mad. I don't think they get that much.
No.
I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring.
You weren't getting.
Louisville only scored 65.
Yeah, but pretty much the entire second half, we're like, yeah, okay, we're up 12. Go ahead.
True. I just kind of said 69 because I'm immature. Let's see what else.
We're supposed to not be doing those type of things on this podcast, but hey, it's all good.
Hey, it's all good. It's the last.
Move us on.
It's the last grand finale.
Right. A great example.
Raffle off tickets for Clemson game is on here, Dustin. Dustin, these are your tickets. I'm going to be sitting with whoever gets picked here from the Discord.
They got to sit with you? Like, I'm not the prize.
Logan's going to be in the middle between two fellow Discord people.
Carlos, I offered you all 6 of these tickets, and you said no. So I don't
No, I'm not mad at you, Dustin. No, you got every right to say what you said.
I tried, bro.
He's the prize.
That's not the prize.
The prize.
It's not the prize. But I got to be there to cover it. Someone's got to be there to cover it.
You're gonna be there to cover it.
I got to go covered on my
You'll
phone
probably send
with a
not
beer in
even
my
10
hand.
tweets the whole game.
Well, it depends on
Yeah.
how much beer I get.
It won't be spiked this time, at least.
It won't be spiked. That is true because Dustin won't.
Depending on who you're sitting next to, we'll see.
That
We got
is
some
just true.
We got some contenders in here.
Okay, name off these names that we're
All
raffling
right,
off.
you got like your thing. So we
I
got
got my
Ben.
thing set. I got it ready.
You got Ben. I'm not going to use his full Discord name. Just go Ben.
Okay. Yeah, can't
Yeah,
use the full
them.
thing.
We got QB7.
Well, yep, one of our most active guys inside the server.
We've got Sweet Noel 7.
Sweet no.
Yep, one of our very active two in there.
And Tribaholics.
Shout out to Caleb, our guy over there doing his own podcast game and network. Shout out to Caleb.
Which, before we announce the winner, another reason to become a chief member of the No Game Day Patreon and Discord. You get benefits like this, where you might get free tickets to a Florida State game.
To one of the biggest ones of the season at the Tuck.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You got to be a chief. You got to be a chief.
Got to be a chief
This is
tier member.
only available to chief members.
Chief members in the Discord. If you're not even in the Discord, that's like the starting problem. But, entering the Patreon, you can start Garnet and Gold, whichever you'd like. But the Chief tier, you get your nuggets first before anybody else. We go in there, maybe explain the nugget, maybe a little bit more extra nuggets in there than maybe the Garnet and Gold members have. It's
You get-
Honestly,
you get a
the
Put a little
hat.
Discord
sauce,
is
put a little
the-
sauce on those
a
nuggets.
little
I'm
sauce.
telling
The
you,
sauce
and
comes on the
then
nuggets.
Y'all and the Nate is dropping nuggets like McDonald's, man.
I've been doing more nuggets than Nate lately. Put some respect on my name.
It's like
Oh, here you go.
That's like
Salty
chick-
like the fries.
it's like Chick-fil-A nuggets. They just taste so good with Polynesian sauce, right, Los? The most.
Barbecue sauce.
Can I be honest though? Give me the deluxe with bacon, and let me
Oh.
get the avocado ranch.
Mmm.
That's
I'm
all I
a-
need.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna go
do-
bold. Let me go fat boy. Give me the 30-piece nugget, no sauce.
No sauce.
No sauce.
Oh my god, no
He's
way.
thugging it out. What you drinking? A large lemonade? You gotta
Nah,
have
fruit punch.
something.
Fruit
punch.
punch. Oh my god.
I ain't
Their
mad
fruit
at you
punch
for
is
that.
different. I don't
Austin,
know
I
why.
swear, is like a 12-year-old. I swear. Hey, Spicy Deluxe, man. If only they had I'm trying to stay fit now. I'm trying to trim down a little bit, Los, for this race that we're gonna have. So I need like a grilled version. I need a Spicy Deluxe grilled version. They get that going, it's over. I'm gonna be there every night. All right, let's raffle these off real quick so we can get out of here, so I can actually eat dinner. Let me do
Go
this.
for it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 people. Here we go. 4 people. There will be 2 winners.
Whoever wins the
And-
first one, delete their name off. So
Yeah,
then it's just 3 people on the second one.
yeah. All right, it's going. It is going. 3, 2, 1. Sweet Noel is our first winner, Dustin.
What is-
first
what deserved?
winner?
Okay.
Sweet Noel
Let me put that in.
is our
Very well
first
deserved.
winner.
I like the name.
No, I love Sweet Noel in there. She's awesome. She if you're
Perfect.
able to hang around us idiots in there in that Discord 24/7, my props to you. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully I actually get to meet her on Saturday. All right, let me do the next name. Let me remove her name and at that. All right, it's going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh God,
I already know. who it
Ben
is.
Stein.
I already knew it. I already knew it. As soon as he said, "Oh man,"
my face, my face and my eyes.
You're gonna have fun with that one.
I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for
Good
my
luck.
life. Ben, if nobody really knows or listening, if you're not in the Discord, you'd probably know. But Ben is a raging alcoholic. So
and a raging better.
yeah,
This would be a great game for Dustin to go because they could just talk about Russian soccer for an hour.
yeah, Dustin's gonna miss out on this, but I have to deal with it. So, Ben and Sweet Noel, hopefully, fingers crossed, y'all can plan ahead. Hopefully, y'all can get over to the Tuck for a great game. I'll be there alongside my friends. So, shout out to our Chief Tier members, always the best. We love you guys. I appreciate y'all support 24/7. But I think that's pretty much gonna do it, guys. This was once again another jam-packed episode. Once again, thank you so much for listening on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Spotify. Hit that subscribe button on all of those platforms so then you will actually be notified, get a notification on y'all's phone whenever we release a new episode. It's quick and easy to do, so make sure you hit the sub button on whatever platforms you are currently listening to this on. I'm actually working on a few guests right now to bring on the next couple of weeks. I know I keep on saying that, but I got into a few DMs today and excited for having some guys on here, some guys that are in the NFL too. So working on that. Also, like we said, kind of teased at the beginning of the episode, but really excited to announce a cool little thing that we've been given the opportunity to. And look out for that on Monday. Got some new energy coming over here. So really excited to announce that next week. So keep a lookout. Thank you guys so much. Y'all enjoy the game this Saturday. And we'll talk to you guys next Thursday night. Peace.